I'm about to say something that is going to make your parents, your real estate agent, and probably half the people watching this absolutely furious. Ready? Do not buy a house right now. Do not do it. Walk away from that property listing. Close that mortgage calculator. And for the love of your financial future, stop telling yourself that renting is throwing money away. It is not. And I am going to prove it to you in the next 8 minutes. Let us start with the lie that started it all. Everyone says buying a home is your biggest investment. Your parents said it, society screams it at you, and the moment you question it, people look at you like you just insulted their religion. But let me ask you a simple question. An asset puts money into your pocket. Does your house put money in your pocket? No. Every single month, it takes money out. Mortgage payments, property tax, home insurance, maintenance. That leaking roof is not going to fix itself for free. That air conditioning unit that dies in the middle of summer, that is $3,000 gone. Your house is not an asset. It is the most expensive liability you will ever own that society has somehow convinced you to be proud of. Let us do something that nobody does before buying a house. Actual math. Say you buy a $714,000 home, which is pretty average for a decent family home in most major cities right now. You put 20% down. That is $143,000 out of your pocket on day one. Your 30-year mortgage at around 7% interest, which is roughly where rates are sitting right now, means your monthly payment is about $3,800. Over 30 years, you will pay $1.37 million in total mortgage payments on a $571,000 loan. That means you paid the bank almost $797,000 in interest alone. Almost $800,000 just for the privilege of borrowing their money. But wait, we are not done. Add property taxes over 30 years, roughly $405,000. Home insurance, $90,000. Maintenance and repairs, $144,000. Your total cost of owning this $714,000 home? Over $2.15 million. Let that sink in. A $714,000 house just cost you $2.15 million when you add it all up. Congratulations, homeowner. Now, let me show you what the other path looks like. And I am going to be completely fair here. I am going to include rent inflation. Because yes, rent goes up every year. Let us say you rent a nice place for $2,500 a month. Your friend buys and pays $3,800 a month on the mortgage. You take your $143,000 that would have been the down payment and invest it in the S&P 500, averaging 8% annually. For the first 9 years, your rent is lower than the mortgage, so you invest that difference too. That is $1,300 a month in year one going straight into the market. Now here's where people think the renter loses. At a 5% annual rent increase, which is the current national average, your rent crosses the mortgage payment around year 10. By year 20, you're paying over $6,300 a month in rent. By year 30, over $10,000. That sounds terrifying, right? But here's what nobody calculates. That $143,000 plus the extra savings from the early years have been compounding in the market for decades. Your portfolio after 30 years, approximately $2.25 million. Your friend's house appreciating at 3.5% per year, worth about $2 million. And remember, the homeowner also spent over $2.15 million in total costs to get that $2 million house. The renter has $2.25 million in liquid accessible wealth. The homeowner has a house worth $2 million that cost them $2.15 million to own. Even with rent climbing every single year, the renter still comes out ahead. The compound interest from the early years is that powerful. Here's something nobody talks about because it does not fit into a spreadsheet. When you buy a house, you are chaining yourself to a location for the next 10 to 30 years. And in today's economy, that is a terrible idea. The best career opportunities often require you to move. A job offer in another city that pays 40% more? Sorry, you have a mortgage. A chance to relocate internationally and double your income? Sorry, you need to sell your house first, and that takes months and costs 5 to 6% in agent fees. A recession hits and your area's job market collapses, you are stuck. Your house does not move with you. But a renter? A renter gives 30 days notice, packs 2 suitcases, and takes that dream opportunity. In a world where the economy changes faster than ever, mobility is wealth, and home ownership kills mobility. I know why people buy homes. It is not actually about the math. Nobody sits down, runs the numbers, and says, yes, this is the optimal financial decision. They buy because of emotion, because society tells you that owning a home means you have made it, because your parents ask you every holiday when you are going to settle down, because Instagram is full of people posting their house keys with the caption, "We did it." And there is nothing wrong with wanting stability and a place to call your own. I genuinely get that. But making a financial decision based on emotion, based on what society expects, based on keeping up with people on social media, that is how people end up house poor. That means you own a home, but you cannot afford to live. You have granite countertops, but no investment portfolio. You have a backyard, but no retirement plan. You impressed everyone except your future self. Now, before you destroy me in the comments, let me be clear. I am not saying never buy a house. I am saying do not buy one right now, just because everyone tells you to. Buying makes sense when you can genuinely afford it without stretching, when your mortgage is less than 28% of your take-home pay, when you have already been investing consistently and a house will not kill your investment contributions, when you plan to stay in the same city for at least 7 to 10 years, and when you have run the actual numbers, not the fantasy numbers your real estate agent showed you, but the real total cost, including every hidden expense. If all of that checks out, sure, buy. But if you are buying because you feel pressured, because you think renting is wasting money, or because everyone else is doing it, you are about to make the most expensive emotional decision of your life. The wealthiest people I know were in no rush to buy a home. Some of them still rent. They put their money into things that actually grow businesses, stocks, real estate that generates rental income for them, not for their bank. They understood something most people do not. A home is a place to live. It is not a financial strategy. And confusing the two is the most expensive mistake you will ever make. Stop buying homes to impress other people. Start building wealth to free yourself. If this video made you rethink everything you thought you knew about homeownership, smash that like button so hard your landlord hears it. Subscribe to Investment Academy because I make content that your real estate agent does not want you to see. And drop a comment. Are you team rent or team buy? Let us start the war in the comments. I will see you in the next one.